Hi, I'm Jeff Gonzalez, president of Trident Concepts, and today I'm here with Brownells Daily Defense at the beautiful SIG Academy in New Hampshire to talk to you about your after-action review and training plan. So, you've attended your first formalized training, you've taken a step back and reviewed how that training went. Now we're going to talk about how do we design a training plan, or what are some thoughts about what a training plan should look like. So first thing is that you've got to realize that you're probably not going to be able to fix everything. So my recommendation is to pick only a couple of things that you really want to work on. It might be a little overzealous to try to change all of the things that you might have learned in the class, all of the things that you might have become aware of in the class. So instead, just pick maybe 2, 3 at the most that you're going to put some dedicated effort into trying to work on. What that's going to do is, number one, it's going to save a lot of frustrations, because if you're kind of dividing your attention over too many subjects, it's probably going to be something where you're not paying enough attention to each of those subjects to really see any changes or improvements. From there, what I recommend is that you isolate the specific change that you need to make. So let's just say that in your training class, the firearms trainer was able to convey to you that, hey, you have a problem of not placing your finger correctly on the trigger, and it causes your shots to shift in their point of impact. All right, you take that on, you kind of wrote that out, or you remembered that during your after-action review. And so now what you have to do is you have to isolate what do you need to do to change. What is the specific thing that you want to improve? And when you can be that specific, oh, I need to take my trigger finger and I need to move it in or move it out, move it up or move it down, whatever the case might be, that's what's really going to help improve the changes that you're trying to make. The next thing you gotta need to do is determine what type of resources you have to work with. And we're talking about time, talent, and treasure. So how much time do you have to try to work on this? How much of your treasure are you going to need to expend on this? These are the types of thoughts in advance that I encourage people to make, because sometimes we come at this new idea, just foaming at the mouth, can't ready to get to it. And then you realize, oh, wait a minute, I don't really have as much time, or wow, I'm not going to be able to expend this much on ammunition, or whatever the case might be. So you're better off in the beginning to try to determine what resources do you have available, what can you expend in the first place. And that's going to help kind of guide your process as far as what changes, what kind of outcome can I expect from my changes and when. And that leads us to, let's establish a new goal, whatever that goal is going to be. All right, I'm having problems with my trigger finger positioning, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to establish a goal that out of every 10 rounds that I fire, at least 7 of them are going to be performed with my finger correctly placed on the trigger. And that means that you're going to have to start to establish some parameters as far as what is acceptable for a win, if you will. And when you can do that and you can establish that type of a goal, what you're going to find is that you're going to put more effort, you're going to put more energy into trying to reach that goal. And that's where that behavioral change is going to take place. Now, at some point, you've gotten to this goal, all right, I want to do 7 out of 10 attempts correct. I want to win 7 out of 10 times. Now we need to design the drills that we're going to use to achieve this. And in this case, it could be something as simple as just, a 1-round drill fired at a target that's maybe 8 inches at a 5-yard line. And you're going to obviously do that 10 times, with the goal being to try to do it correctly 7 out of the 10 times. So in a sense, you've designed the training drill that you're going to use to try to help improve or change your behavior. Now, once you have designed this drill, the next thing is, let's implement it. Let's execute our plan. And that means that you're going to have to actually, get to the range, get to wherever you need to be to actually do the training plan, if you will. That means that you need to start thinking about, when can I schedule this? How many times can I do this? What's the interval? What's the frequency? What's all of the kind of the nitnoid details about the actual training plan? My recommendation is, again, Be realistic with what you have to work with. If you have a 9-to-5 job plus family affairs that you have to deal with, then you're going to probably have to take a step back and accept that, okay, you know what, maybe I can only really plan for once a month to work on my plan. And that's fine, because as long as you're consistent at doing something, you will see improvement over time. And as we kind of work through our training plan, at some point we need to take a step back and assess, how are things going? Am I able to meet this new goal that I've set forth? And I have met my new goal. So now I need to update what I want to do. Okay, you know what? Instead of 7 out of 10, I want to go for 15 out of 20. And you change your new goal. You update what you're doing to try to help really drive that point home so that it becomes more reliable for you. So these are just some tips that I have used to help students reach their goals, reach their potential. Because one of the things that I see many times is sometimes there's a little bit of an overwhelming sensation that, oh my gosh, there's so much that I have to work on. Try not to get too overwhelmed by all of that. Just take it one step at a time. Find something that you want to work on, take advantage of what resources you have, set a new goal, work at designing these drills, implement your plan, and then sit back and enjoy the reward of actually attaining your goal. And then let's redesign a new goal and take this same approach towards eventually getting to that new goal. So I'd love to hear any questions or comments, any suggestions that you might have for other new shooters. Please feel free to post them down below. I'm Jeff Gonzalez. Until then, take care and stay safe.